Hi, this is the Gypsy Rover. We are still live here at Hunter's Cabin, and it's actually quiet for once tonight. Won't be for long. We do know that the update on the two twin headless native headhunters are still making their way to the cabin, and for Halloween night to haunt. And we all every night we hear their hoof prints getting closer and closer, and they're, like they said, their arrival will be Halloween night, and they'll haunt midnight. So we're still keeping alert, and the three challengers that will be facing these apparitions. Challenge, the bravest one will win these autographed deck of cards by me, the Gypsy Rover, and Joker's on duty. And that the three names have been selected. So we'll see how they make out at that Hunter's Cabin party, and that. I can give basically what everybody at the cabin, they're all comfortable right now, and that. So we're trying to not disturb the cabin right now, and that. So that way we don't experience anything at this point tonight. But most nights this cabin does wake up. Like I said, Hunter's Cabin is a scary and freaky place to be. Other than that, it's it can be cozy, but it does wake up at certain times when it's disturbed. And that it is a haunted place. That we do know, and that so there is. I'm just sitting back, having a glass of Coke here, and that. So, and over there you can see the door. We've got that locked just in case the hunters try to come in. The headless hunters come in. Like they said, they cannot enter till Halloween. And that, and like I said, they're just coming to haunt. They're willing not to harm anybody, which is a good thing on that. And so we do have. All right, we're gonna open up the Joker's on duty box, and we'll have a card flip, and that. So we have, yeah, I did shuffle these up, so I didn't forget that. We have Queen of Clubs. Oh, sorry, there. I'll put that there. We have the Queen of Clubs, King of Clubs, and King of Spades. We have Seven of Hearts, and Eight of Hearts. We have Nine of Hearts. We have 10 of Hearts. We have Jack of Hearts. 8 of Diamonds. Three of Diamonds. Like I said, there is other real apparitions here too, so I don't know what it's gonna be like in the midnight hours when everybody's asleep. So we're still keeping watch here at Hunter's Cabin. And we have Ace of Diamonds. We have Two of Diamonds. Oh, my ring's in the way again. We have 4 diamonds. We have coming up. Here, we'll save that for later. And that. We have 9 of diamonds. 10 of diamonds. 2 of spades. 3 of spades. 4 of spades. We have 9 of clubs. 10 of clubs. We have 4 clubs. We have Jack of diamonds. We have Ace of spades. 5 of spades. We have 10 of spades. We have Jack of spades, which is the devil. Like I said, our like the horseman said the other night, the 2 headless horsemen hunters, 2 of them, the 2 twins said like our Halloween countdown has begun. I think they're right about that one. When is headless people never right? And we have Queen of spades, King of diamonds, 5 of diamonds. We have 6 of diamonds. We have 7 of diamonds. Queen of hearts. King of hearts. 6 of hearts. We have 5 of clubs. We have 6 of clubs. We have 3 of clubs. We have 6 of spades. 7 of spades, 3 of hearts, 7 of clubs. We have 8 of clubs, Ace of clubs, 2 of clubs. We have Queen of diamonds. I think that went in the box twice. 8 of spades. We have 9 of spades. We have Ace of hearts. We have 5 of hearts. We have 4 hearts. We have 2 of hearts. Jack of clubs. And before we get back to the to finish up the card flip, I am going to show you a couple new additions. The haunted room right now is occupied for the night, but we want to let that rest tonight. We don't want to disturb any spirits in there tonight. But I am going to show you in the living room part of Hunter's Cabin, basically what was added for Halloween night, and that we do have. I don't want to trip over my cooler. If you can see up here. There are what you call little skull lights, and little tiny skull lights, and you put battery in them. They run on batteries, and these ones don't plug in, and it's a new addition that was just been put in for the Scarefest party, Hunter's Cabin party on a Halloween night. The haunted room does have lights too now. There's the other side there, and that, and I'll show you those other lights tomorrow, or sometime this weekend, and that, and so we can come back over here. Over there is the magic Jokers on Duty hat. Sometimes we do the membership draws out of them for people wanting to come on to Jokers on Duty, and that. This is a wonderful book. It's got 6 Gothic tales in it of different ghost legends and mysteries, and I've always enjoyed this book. I do not know who the artist is, but like I said, Hunter's Cabin is a very old story. That was told to me as a 10-year-old kid. Like I said, it's been around longer than Sleepy Hollow. Nobody knows if there ever was an artist for it, or if it was ever published. But it's a story that was a story that we do know of that was never published. So it was told to me by a Catholic priest at summer camp, but nobody ever had any records of paper of it. Like I said, I tried to buy the bookstores, none of them had it. And that it is about two Aboriginal twins that that moved from the city into the backwoods, and they built a cabin and they party and drink, and the one brother came home in the middle of the night, and they had a dispute, and he was drunk and he thought he was grabbing the broom, but he ended up grabbing the double-edged axe and chopped his brother's head off. And then he buried his body in the premises of Hunter's Cabin and burned the head, and he went to sleep. And then he seen an apparition of his twin brother, came back for his own twin brother, and he came back as a ghost apparition and took his own brother's head. And they've been haunting the Camp Northern Lights for centuries. They're spirits. I had a close encounter with these spirits when I was at summer camp. I came across them in the dark woods, been chased by them, and that. So it's and I had nightmares for weeks after months after hearing that story. And so I have gotten over the nightmares end of it, and it was also about these hunters. They would come back and get revenge on the campers, and any campers or counselors that spent overnight on their cabin premises or slept in their cabin. These two twin headhunters would actually get even with them, and they would haunt anybody that would step foot in their cabin, or they chase them off the cabin through the woods, through the camp, and take out the whole entire camp, counselors, everything. And it was a total nasty story. I can understand why it didn't get published, but it's but if you look at the relation of it that happened on the Hudson Bay with the Sleepy Hollow story, that was just twice as bad as what Hunter's Cabin was. But Hunter's Cabin was the really first story that was ever was first told to us campers for the first time. But it always, for some reason, it was always kept quiet. But it was a true story and really happened. And that, so it's and like they said at the night that the apparitions that we close encounter night where these things have still been following me, and that said that they're getting closer to all hunters' cabins for this Halloween to haunt them, and that they're agreeing not to harm anybody in any of the cabins. Like I said, they've got a beef only with me, and like they said, the Halloween countdown has begun. The haunted room is being left alone tonight, and that. So it's that there has been a couple new additions added to it for Halloween night. And these three challengers are going to come face to face with their own demons, and they may get to question them, or maybe be able to face their fears, and the bravest one that can get through the night will win a deck of cards. I hope everybody is enjoying all these shows. We always enjoy the Halloween countdown. It's not too long away. It's about only a month away. So we'll go back to our card flip, and I did shuffle the deck. I am going to add to my display what I shared the other night was my side of the story of Hunter's Cabin, what my experience was with summer camp, and the actual story was told at the camp, and if it's ready to be told in Hollywood fiction, or be told, that'd be a really neat thing. It makes all the credits. But like I said, it is an adult horror story. It is very horror-graphical. Like I said, Hunter's Cabin is a very, very old urban legend. But I'm surprised, like I said, I'm surprised nobody ever wrote it down or talked about it. I think either the Knights of Columbus or for some reason, knew about these apparitions before I went to their public kids camp as a kid, and everything was all kept quiet, and so it's kept in secrecy, and which a lot of those Masonic groups do keep things secrecy, because they are secret societies. I'm not nothing against them. My grandfather was a Freemason. I think they're great people, but like the two Aboriginal horsemen said the other night, there's just like they said, that there are traditions that do violate the Christian belief, and that can get into a lot of satanicalism, and that kind of thing. But I've never fully experienced it. But far as what I saw as a kid, running through the woods, like I said, I found the cabin. Some of the other campers, we don't know where they ever went to, but according to that kind of a story, it was about all these two headless dudes. It's that they were head takers, or they were actual headhunters. With Sleepy Hollow, you only had one headless horseman, and he was a British veteran that came out of the British War, and headless Mercian, Britishman, or whatever, But with Hunter's Cabin, the reason why it's more horror-graphical is because you got the two twin ghosts of the two twin headless hunters, and they haunt their cabins, and like they said, they do have three locations that were built, that they built with their own bare hands. Haliburton, Bobcaygeon Haliburton area, Ontario. The other area was Manitoulin Island and Grey Bruce Peninsula, on the outskirts of around Wyerton, Tobermory area, and I'm so happy when I told my wife this story, and that I experienced at my end of being a camper at Camp Northern Lights as a child, and that as I got older and I got married, and I actually I overcame those fears, so I can actually now sit back, laugh at it. Well, not really laugh at it or understand, now that that it was a close encounter. It was an aberrations that I have seen as a kid, and that. But even though my counselors never believed me, there was not, like I said, there was never a counselor in sight. We didn't even know where they went to, and I couldn't understand why all campers were going, disappearing out of the tent, and all of a sudden I was left alone, and that. And as I got older, I shared this story for years. Maybe that's probably why these two aberrations have been following me, and that. But now they're agreeing that they're not going to harm me. But when I was a kid, they could have. But I shared this story with my wife, and the funny thing is, I'm married to a native now, and I was happy that and I've shared it with my native friends here too, and I'm surprised they never took offense to that kind of a story, but I think they just got a good laugh out of that kind of a story, but like I said, I hope everybody is enjoying the Jokers on Duty sessions, and that. And I'll go back to the card. Ooh, I went dark and down here. And that. So we have 1, 2, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this was your Jokers on Duty. Have a nice night.